Welcome back. It is Monday, December 2nd in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. If you're new, my name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. Today, I am actually joined by a special guest. Get it out. The Broom is here, a 6-0 Sunday. You don't get many 6-0 sweeps, but we got one yesterday. Let's do a victory lap and then dive into today's picks. We have day 5 of the ladder challenge. Hey, wonderful winner there. We'll be moving on to day 6. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Donovan Mitchell didn't have a great first half, dominated in the second half. Tyrese Halliburton didn't even break 10 points. SGA ended with 5 assists. Jokic was actually a final play. He came through late, and then the Magic and Nets game under 210, a sweat-free winner. A 6-0 day on a 12-1 run. Hopefully, we've been helping you guys make some money. And if you are new, do me a favor, go down below, like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these daily videos we post Monday through Sunday, if that makes sense. Either way, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's try to bring out the Brooms once again. Now, I have a couple notes. Number one, that there is a Browns and Broncos Monday Night Football video live on the channel. The only thing wrong about yesterday, we got very unlucky in the NFLs, but we're going 1-0 tonight. Go check out my favorite picks over there. Number two, if we've been helping you make some money and you want to join our Discord community, get all the plays early, you can join the DubClub. There's a 7-day free trial down below, top of the description. If you want to join, check it out. If you don't like it, you can just cancel it, and no harm, no foul. You get a 7-day free trial, test it out, join the DubClub, get all the plays early, which does include the ladder challenge as well as all the plays we talk about in this video. And it's only $5.99 a month. And you get a 7-day free trial, test it out. But let's dive into the picks today, and I'll talk about the ladder challenge at the end of the video. The first one we're going to begin with is Rudy Gobert, over 21.5 points plus rebounds, minus 117 on Caesars. Now, I considered taking the double-double, which is plus money. I saw plus 110. You could take that. I'd rather not get involved there because I feel like this points and rebounds line has a better chance of hitting than the double-double, but obviously double-double could hit and this could not. That would mean he ended with 20 or 21 and had 10 points and 11 rebounds or something like that. But either way, I really like this spot here for Rudy Gobert as they face the Lakers, who are on a back-to-back traveling from Utah. They're coming off a win, a hard-fought one. Who knows how much effort the Lakers give tonight? And I think Rudy Gobert can take advantage of that effort, whether it's on the offensive rebound, on the offensive glass, or just in general, cutting to the hoop or getting a bunch of rebounds because they're missing their shots. The Lakers as a team struggle against centers. They allowed the second most rebounds per game to centers, as well as the fourth most points per game in the paint. I mean, you'd think Anthony Davis in there, a DPOY candidate. No, they really don't play a lot of defense, and they really struggle on the offensive glass too, where I could see Gobert getting some offensive rebounds, easy lay-ins. And we've seen Gobert absolutely dominate this matchup. In fact, Anthony Davis has kind of dominated Rudy Gobert, but Rudy Gobert has done it to himself on the other side. And Rudy's last 7 games versus LA, these are all the 7 games since he became a Timberwolf. He has had 43, 36, 25, 28, 26, 34, and 27 points plus rebounds. He's gone over at all 7 games. Now, most of those games did include Karl Anthony Towns, but obviously he's not on the team anymore. And this is just a great spot for Rudy Gobert to get active and cut to the hoop and get some easy lay-ins. That's just what the Lakers like to give up. We just saw Walker Kessler of the Jazz last night, 13 points and 11 rebounds. And I like Gobert a little bit more than Walker Kessler. And we look at how Rudy scores. 93% of his points per game in the restricted area. The Lakers, as I said, give up a lot of points in the paint. They rank 23rd defensively there. And they also allow the 3rd highest field goal percentage in the restricted area as well. So they really are just not a great defensive team in the paint. They'll try their best to slow down Anthony Edwards if they can. I'm willing to bet that they'll live with Rudy Gobert absolutely cooking them. And I'm pretty sure he could cook them and easily get a double-double. I like the points. I like the rebounds. Give me both of them combined at 21.5 to try to extend our 12-1 run into a 13-1 run. Let's move to another play and go to 14-1. You guys in? It's a guy making his 5th game back. It's DeJounte Murray over 31.5 PRAs, minus 120 on DraftKings. Obviously, the new New Orleans Pelican. I like his over in points, rebounds, and assists. So you could take an individual line, but when you're facing a team like the Hawks, you kind of want to get involved with all the props, especially for a guy like DeJounte Murray, who is on triple-double watch pretty much every single night. He wouldn't shock me if he had a triple-double tonight. I think that's plus 2,800 on FanDuel. I didn't really look at all the other values, but I might be sprinkling on that. Now, I was going to do a spread pick today, and we don't have one in the video. Logan will probably return tomorrow on a bigger slate. My spread pick was going to be the Pelicans plus 10.5, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not trusting the Pelicans unless I'm not trusting them to cover that line. I'd rather trust one of their teammates or their guys on the team that are probably going to have a good game if they are to cover the 10.5 line. Now, in DeJounte's 4 games, if you don't know, he did get injured after the first game of the season. So he's returned, played 3 games. In the 4 games he's played, he's had 32, 20, 33, and 23 PRA. So is over in 2 of those games. The volume's been good, 15 shots in all 4. The problem, though, is he has shot 27%, 29%, 35, and 29%. So the guy cannot buy a bucket. Now he's faced some tougher matchups like the New York Knicks yesterday. He's faced the Raptors and things like that. This is not a tough matchup against the Atlanta Hawks. Sure, you could say, yeah, they'll have Dyson Daniels on him. I'm not worried about Dyson Daniels. I mean, heck, DeJounte Murray's coming into a revenge game. They traded to get Dyson Daniels, a guy that they're like, we value those guys a little bit more than DeJounte. I mean, this got to be a spot where DeJounte wakes up and is a little bit aggressive here, and this is a perfect matchup for him to be aggressive. DeJounte Murray scores 53% of his points per game this season in the pick and roll as the ball handler. The Hawks, dead last defensively against that action. Another 30% he does are on free throws, where they rank 19th. Again, this is a Hawks team that doesn't play a whole lot of defense. In addition to that, they give up the 8th most rebounds and the 8th most assists per game. They also allow the 2nd most points per game to point guards, if that wasn't clear enough based on how they're defending the pick and roll. Look, I would take Murray's over in points, but I think if he gets the over in points, it's like 20.5. I'm pretty confident he can chip in 5 or 6 rebounds and assists each. I almost did the over in rebounds and assists too, but I didn't want to get out on DeJounte Murray just absolutely going off, which he certainly is due some regression for the shots to go his way. So, look, I think he stuffs the stat sheet tonight. Wouldn't shock me if he had 28 and 8. At the end of the day, he could have 25 plus points, and that wouldn't shock me either. So I really like stuff in the stat sheet with DeJounte Murray. Give me his over 31.5 PRAs. I lean the Pelicans plus the points, but I'd rather take this because if they're going to cover, someone's going to have to do some damage, and I would bet on their point guard, and the best matchup possible on the court would be the case to do that. Let's hope some of the Pelicans guys still remain out, like Brandon Ingram, Jordan Hawkins, and those guys. I really like DeJounte to stuff the stat sheet. Now, my third play before we talk about day 6 of the ladder challenge, will be a play that I'm honestly not even confident this guy plays, and that's Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics under 30.5 points, minus 115 on Bet365. Now, I talked about in yesterday's video for the ladder, I was heavily invested in trying to get that Celtics and Cavaliers game. Now, luckily, I pivoted to the Lakers and Jazz game. Both of them would have worked out given what I was looking at. We just never got any alternate lines in the Celtics-Cavs game, and I was a little bit weird because we had alt lines for every single game. It's like, this is weird. I'm waiting to post this ladder. What the heck's going on? And then boom, Jaylen Brown and Derek White are announced out. I'm glad I avoided it because I felt like they kind of knew that was going to happen if they weren't releasing alternate lines there. But either way, I digress. I think those guys return today, and I think this Tatum line is a little too high. Now, you could say Jaylen Brown and Derek White got the day off. Could this be Jason Tatum's day off? Potentially, but Jason hasn't taken a day off ever this season. He hasn't missed a game yet. And I don't know if he is a guy that wants to have that. I played all 82 games in a season on my resume, but maybe he does. I don't really know. Either way, if he doesn't play, we get our money back. So I'll get through this one quick, although I've just had a long intro. Now, Tatum will face the Miami Heat. In Tatum's last 10 games versus the Heat all regular season, he's averaged 25 a game. He's under this line, though, in 8 of 10. That 25 is a little deceptive because one of the games he actually scored 49 points. Now, in that game, he made 8 3-pointers. Tip the cap if he makes 8 threes tonight. I mean, I'm going to be like, all right, well, he's on fire. I can't do anything about it. The other one, he scored 31 points, so barely over this line, and he had 14 free throw attempts. Jaylen Brown didn't play. So typically, if you don't get an anomaly where he's making 8 threes or, some guy, the Celtics not being healthy, he's probably going under against the Heat, obviously a very good defensive team. And there's also a good reason why, because you look at how he scores, his primary scoring methods, 20% of his points come in isolation, where the Heat rank 13th. 18% on free throws, where they rank 3rd, 16% in the pick and roll as the ball handler, where they are 1st defensively, and another 14% in transition, where they rank 2nd. I mean, that's 68% of his points per game, all in methods where the Heat do a pretty good job at defending him. Not to mention, he also relies, where does he score the ball? 37% of his points come in the restricted area, where the Heat rank 1st defensively. So, again, the Heat are a team that are prone to spot-up shooters. You could say, hey, Jason Tatum could absolutely torch them as a spot-up shooter, but are we really sagging off Tatum if he as a spot-up shooter? Probably not. We're going to sag off maybe some other guys like Al Horford, or I doubt Kristaps Porzingis plays in this game on a back-to-back. I just don't think – I hope he plays. I really like this under. I think Jaylen Brown or Derek White gets announced back in. I like the spot to fade Jason Tatum. So I'll fade him. I don't know if he plays. If he does, cool. I love it. I'll take his under 30.5 points. I think that line's too high. If those guys get announced back in, this line's dropping down to 26, 27.5. So good CLV there. Even if we don't get CLV and those guys stay out, I still am okay fading Jason Tatum tonight. And then finally, we'll talk about day 6, the ladder challenge. And this is when I should play some sad music because I won't have a ladder challenge tonight. Day 6 has been postponed. Now, I could make one, but looking at these 4 games, there's injury question marks. There's teams on back-to-backs. there's teams I also honestly don't like. And so I'm not going to do it tonight. I think it's cool. We cash 5 days in a row, take a day off, and then we try to cash 5 more days. I just don't want to force one tonight. We got $320 to work with, which is awesome, but I don't want to force one out there. So no day 6 today. I'll post a YouTube short and on TikTok and all that stuff later on today with, talking about the same thing, just because I'm sure people don't watch these videos, which if you do, appreciate you. But yeah, just don't have a great feeling about tonight's slate. I could force one, but then I don't want to do anything forced. So we won't do one tonight. I'll have one tomorrow. We have some NBA in-season tournament games where there's a lot on the line for a lot of different teams. And so we'll do that. And so stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that at day 6 tomorrow. Hopefully you guys understand. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let's go 3-0 today. Let's bring up the brooms and turn that 12-1 run to a 15-1 run. You can join the DubClub 7-day free trial, link down below. Also, go check out that Browns and Broncos video, which is somewhere on the screen now. I'll see you guys on day 6 tomorrow, and I'll see you guys on our best bets videos, obviously in other ones. So hopefully you guys understand. No ladder today. I'll be back tomorrow climbing the ladder. I'll see you guys then. Peace.